Hello, viewers. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are watching us from, where you're seeing this from. You're welcome to Relocation Realities podcast. What we do here is presented to you by Creative Impact Global Consult. We are here to just help you demystify those myths and to show you the realities of what it means to relocate abroad. All right, so you may have had questions all along about this jackpot thing. Everybody wants to just move out, and does it really make sense? Does it really pay? All right, those questions may have been bugging you for a while. Are there different routes? How much do I really need? Do I need to break my bank or my bank account to be able to move abroad and all of those things? So those questions and the realities of also life abroad itself, which many people don't talk about, are some of the things that we're going to be ironing out and exposing on this program. So we want to say a big welcome to you. Sit down, relax, get a cup of coffee, tea, whatever it is that you like best, and then just have fun. All right. So I have some very wonderful people on the call with me on the program. We have our Oga Patapata himself, Mr. A.M. Eluyemi, who is on the call. He has been in the industry, he's a veteran. Okay, he has been in the industry for over a decade. He has seen it all. Yes, when we say he has seen it all, he has seen it all. And he can tell you the traps to avoid, the places to look at, right? If you really want to succeed, what path to take, and all of those things. Please, let's have you, sir. Welcome on the program, sir.
Right, thank you, sir. Thank you, Barrister. Good day, everybody. It's a pleasure to be on this platform. And as you can see, we have the responsibility, and we are happy to take up the responsibility to communicate to our people, to sensitize you, to give you the right information that would help your relocation. All right, like Barrister rightly said, this podcast is targeted towards, making you relocate with purpose. And then we want you to please follow us weekly as we bring you details of how to strategically relocate, to have a fruitful relocation. Thank you, sir.
All right, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for that. All right, so let's just get into the gist of why we are here today. So sir, we have seen the jackpot syndrome is real. Okay. The figures don't lie. Statistics tell us that Nigerians are one of the most traveled people and all of that. But a question I really want to ask, and a lot of viewers, a lot of people really want to know, does it really pay to move abroad? Does it really pay? Are there regrets? What are the things that, some of the challenges that we are seeing also are there, but at the end of it all, does it really pay to move abroad? What would you have to say to that based on your wealth of experience?
All right, thank you, sir. Before this jackpot syndrome, came on board, people have been relocating. So I believe that relocation should be on purpose. You need to know why you're relocating, if you will not regret relocating. And you need to know when to relocate. All right? After you've settled the why for relocation, okay, this is what you want to achieve. This is where you see yourself in the next 10 years, in the next 5 years. A purpose-driven relocation is always more fruitful than, following the crowd. And then you just abruptly plan your relocation without thorough strategy, without getting the right information. So it pays to travel. It pays to relocate. And the reason is this. Once the country you are moving to is a better country, I mean better in terms of the opportunities available for you, security, the health sector, having a system that rewards labor. Do you understand? So you have to ensure that you are not underused, to ensure that you are not wasting away with lots of values, lots of skills, I have a number of graduates that are skillful, but yet they are not getting a commensurable job, especially because of their location. I have team members that are good writers. Okay, in fact, there's one that he had a job. He had about 3 companies in the US that were giving him jobs as a freelancer. Until recently, that they dropped him about 2 years ago now. They dropped him because Nigeria has gotten on their the list of high-risk countries in their country, and then they started doubting his integrity because what happened actually was that he won their he did so well that they wanted to increase his responsibility, and that responsibility would demand that they give him access to one of their emails, the company email. And at the point of giving him access, there was an emergency, there was a security alert. And that was when it got done on them that, this guy is in Nigeria. Somebody that's been working with you for 2 years. Wow. And now you wanted to promote him. You now discovered that. That's when you now realize that he's in Nigeria. He lost the job. This guy was devastated. And not just 1, 2, because of his location. So I believe relocation should be strategic. You should not regret relocating, except you don't know what you're looking for. We have had people that have relocated because of security. We have people that they have lost their loved ones on Nigerian road, and they took it upon themselves that what is the essence of the money you have without security? And strategically they relocated. Then you know what country to go to. But if it is to have a better, you want to go to a greener pasture, you want to have a better financial life, then you should also have strategic planning. So to avoid, having regrets when it comes to relocation, you must embrace the right strategy and the right guidance. Once you have that, my guardian used to tell me, when you are in problem, listen to a professional advice. Go for professional advice. Why do we need a doctor? We need a doctor because they're specialists there. So once you can contact a consultant, not a random agent, a consultant that has taken it upon himself to get the right information, to make your own journey easy, then you should not have problem relocating. You should not have any regret from there. Thank you, sir.
All right. That was a powerful. Thank you so much. So my second question now would be, there's this. We have had stories of people moved abroad, all right, but after a few months, they were doing well in Nigeria. But after a few months of moving abroad, some of them started reaching out back to their parents or their loved ones and their friends back in Nigeria, asking for change. Sorry, please, can you just send me this? Can you just send me that? When we felt that we should be the ones sending things down here, back to Nigeria. So the question is, where do people get it from? What could be the problem? Those stories, those gory, mind-boggling stories of people who sold everything they had to move abroad, only to be living on the streets of London or living on the streets, just trying to hawk here and there. What are the reasons behind these solid tales? And can you just help us shed light on some of these things?
All right, so two factors are responsible. We have different categories of people when it comes to relocation, as we have different pathways. There are different pathways that are most suitable for your financial capacity and then for your career. There are bankers in Nigeria, in Ghana, in Kenya that are expecting that on arrival to Europe or to Canada, they are looking for banking job. It's not possible. It's not so easy. I have bankers as friends in Poland, and it's not that it's not possible to be a banker, but you start from somewhere. So there's a transition stage when it comes to relocation. You must be ready for it, and that is where the strategic and right guidance comes in. You must be ready for that transition. you want to integrate into a new system, there is how to do it. There are survival jobs to start with, except you are relocating through a work route that you already have a job on arrival, an employer sponsoring, you're coming, you arrive and you start working. If you are relocating through study route, including PR, you may need to start from somewhere, but it doesn't mean it's a backward journey. Our people need to know that there's a transition stage on arrival abroad, and you must be strategic with it. You must be proactive also. You don't keep doing survival jobs for too long, and that is only achievable if you have planned ahead. Have you found out what it takes to get job, a profitable job on arrival? Do you have skills that will make you employable? These are the things to start, preparing yourself for before you leave your country. There are skills that will make you to be employable. I know of, in fact, one of my clients that left Nigeria last to the UK because he was an IT guy he's been an IT guy from Nigeria. On arrival, within first month of arrival, he did just an assignment, and then he was noticed and called upon in his school to give him internship opportunity because they saw what he could offer. So it's about what you have to offer. Like I said, some people have gone through a wrong route. When I say wrong route, I mean a route not suitable for your financial capacity. Somebody going to the UK for study when you don't have much. I don't want to mention amount here, so we don't scare people. All right, location is expensive, of course, but there are different routes that are suitable for your financial status. Somebody that spent all he has on tuition deposit, payment for IHS, visa fee, proof of funds, and then flights, expecting that wonder will happen on arrival for accommodation and survival at least for the first 3 months. Such a person is prone to having panic attacks on arrival. But if you have planned well, and then while you are doing survival jobs, you are applying at least 2 applications per day with your skill, optimize your LinkedIn account. All these things should have been done from your country. Get a CV, get the pattern, the format that your CV must be, and have a number of CV. Of course, you still need to do more based on the requirement, for different job opportunities. But you must be ready for that. I've seen people in Europe that entered, and for 3 years he's been doing survival jobs. Why? He doesn't even have a CV. A graduate for that matter. So it's about information. While you are doing survival jobs to pay bills, you must be working towards getting a more profitable job. So it's about strategy, like I said. Right? So the success stories definitely are more than people that have claimed to have regrets. And if you have to check and ask them questions, you would find out that there are clues. There are things that they should have done. Just like every success leaves a clue. So people that have failed also, if they want to be sincere, they will tell you the things that they did wrong. As long as you're relocating to a country that is better than where you're coming from, like I said, you should not regret. You should not regret. But there's something I want us to note. Our brain plays some tricks on us on arrival to a new country. There's a tendency to forget your past the bad old days so soon. Just like what happened to the Israelites when they left Egypt. Along the line, they had forgotten all the bad old days they had in Egypt, and they were wishing they returned to Egypt. So it happens to some of our people, and that is because they have over expectation. They didn't have the right information as regards what obtains abroad, so they were expecting too much. So people they approach relocation as though on arrival money will start falling from heaven. No, you have to be proactive. You have to be strategic, and so you would have a productive relocation. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for all of that. So I have two questions, just two more questions, and then probably we'll probably wrap it up in this particular session. So I want to ask. So you have answered my question, but there's something I still want to just get from you. Why stand in hands if I invest so much, move abroad? 5 years from now, based on your experience, the number of you have one of the highest success rates that I've seen in the industry, 98% success rate. Most of the people who have gone through have had beautiful stories. So, based on your experience, from your wealth of experience, you have seen different cases of people in different scenarios, different situations. Does it really pay? In my real life situations that you have handled now, that if somebody invests so much on the long run, and they look back and say, yes, they are better for it. They are better financially, economically, and in the other things that life offers for it, despite how much they have invested heavily in the process.
Okay, thank you, sir. You see, I would say this. After you have gotten to a new country, a maximum of 3 years, or let's say minimum of 3 years, between 3 and 4th year, you must start seeing great differences. Except you have not been strategic, except you have not been proactive. After 3 years of arriving in a new country, be it UK, US, Canada, or Schengen, after 3 years, you must start having better results. It doesn't take more than a year maximum to have a profitable job if you have what it takes. It doesn't. I have examples. I have clients that have done this. One of my clients recently got a better job because he did extra training. He went for study. After study, got his post-study work permit, and then got a carer job. And then from there, he started a training. I don't want to disclose too much. He started the training. That's after he has gathered information, and he saw what will be more lucrative and what fits him more based on his career, his background. And then he went for the training. At the end of the training, he landed a better job, a job that gave him car allowance.
Wow.
That's exactly after 3 years of leaving Nigeria. And that is just one out of many examples. So like I said, it's about the right guidance. It's about the right. Another thing I would say is this. In Poland, I met different category of young men. I've seen someone complain that, there are no jobs in this country. I've been here for 3 years. I've been here for 4 years. And yet I met young guys that are doing 2 jobs, remote jobs. One physical, one half for some hours physical, and then of course not all the whole days in the week, and then fully remote job on the other side. Any millions, that's in naira, thousands of zloty, euro, across the Schengen zone, including UK. So what I'm saying in essence is about getting the right values, getting the right skills, ensure you are employable. Then make sure you have the right company also. Get people that are motivated. Don't be pessimistic, and be proactive. Get information and get on whatever training you need to get. So you have additional certification, so that in no time you are out of survivor jobs. I hope I've answered your question, sir.
Thank you for all the wonderful insights you have provided so far. We just wanted you to take one more question as to this issue of free things, that we have always had to deal with. People want free things and all of that. And I'm not against free things, but please talk to us about an understanding of how it really works. Okay. Some people have the opinion they may not have all the resources, but they want to move abroad. Apart from that, we have these people online who are always talking about you can move abroad for free, and as though they want to talk down on the importance of having threatening travel consultants. Sometimes some even attack travel consultants, saying your travel agent do not like what I'm about to say and all of that. So give us an understanding of the place of a travel agent, a travel consultant, all right, in guiding people abroad, and this free mentality that people have. Is it really realistic? Well, what's it all about? What's your own experience? What would be your advice, to our viewers on approaching their moving abroad process?
All right, thank you, Barrister. Of course, there are opportunities. There are scholarship opportunities, but they are very competitive. There are a number of scholarship opportunities for full scholarship study, for masters, for PhD, for both masters and PhD together in US. But unfortunately, a number of African countries are on the ban list. We hope that will be over very soon. Apart from that, there are very few for UK, for the Schengen, especially Sweden. There are scholarship opportunities to have masters or PhD in Sweden, but like I said, they are very, very competitive. There's a particular one I know of that only 7 Nigerians were selected last year from thousands of applicants. That's for Nigeria. All right, so that means it's not realistic. So it is where approaching a consultant comes in is this: there are pathways that are suitable for your financial capacity. All you need to do is reach out to a travel consultant that would enlighten you, give you the opportunities available, the pathways that are possible for your career, and then consider your financial status. And I think if you are proactive, you work towards that, gradually it is that you achieve your goal. All right, that is more practical and more realistic than just applying for scholarship opportunities, for years and you keep applying. Do you understand, sir? So I'm not saying that they are not available. They are available, but they are very competitive. All right. So why don't you just take advantage of the fact that you have a professional, travel consultant that can give you the information you need and to achieve your travel dream. And we'll be here for you also. Thank you.
Yeah, wonderful. All right. At this point, we would like to take a couple of questions from the audience. All right. So we have 2 questions here. So the first question says that what are the top reasons visa applications get rejected? I really like that one. What are the top reasons visa applications get rejected?
Of course, there are various reasons. It all boils down to your documentation. Of course, a consular would refuse your application once you don't have what he's looking for. There are requirements. There's a checklist for different countries, and that's what you look out for. A checklist for different. As I speak, we have a particular client that went for biometrics today. All right, and then what we considered was a checklist to ensure that everything listed on the checklist we make available. All right, that's what makes visa, makes you get visa approval. So you work towards what is needed, the proof of funds needed. You have to prove 2 major things. You have to prove your financial stability in your country, and then you have to prove your home tie, so that the consular will be convinced that you can afford that part. You can afford the trip. You can afford the program you are going for, and then you have what will take you back to your country. Do you understand? So those 2 major things, of course, that's a bonus. And there are other things, like we have secrets that we have discovered in 10 years, all right, that make us get visa approvals. But that we didn't come by that in 2 years. Like I said, 10 years. We have done trial and error in the past until we discovered what it takes to get visa approval. All right, what is the consular looking for? And that's where we come in. So stop is enough of doing trial and error by yourself. All right, save yourself the stress of wasting your hard-earned savings. All right, thank you, sir.
Right. So there's this question. Questions you can take them together, and I think after this we can just call it a wrap. So what skills are most valuable for someone interested in a career in travel and tourism? Well, you will help us to even unpack whether this can even work abroad for the person who's moving abroad. But the question says, what skills or which skills are valuable for someone interested in a career in travel and tourism? Then if you could give one piece of advice, anyone dreaming of traveling abroad, what would it be? So you can take those two questions together, sir, and then we will call it.
Of course, there are trainings. There are trainings to attend. There are trainings by IATA Foundation. I've attended in the past. All right, there are trainings to attend to be intentional, so that you don't just look for surface information. There are trainings to attend so you can get acquainted with some terms, and then how to make your research. Do you understand? So there are foundational trainings. I would recommend anybody that, for everyone that's approached me with this question in the past, I tell them you should not consider money now. Go for the training. It will open your mind to understand some things before you are focusing on making money. I think that's foundational. So once you have done that, your mind will be opened, and then you begin to see opportunities, and then you begin to do more research on your own.
Fantastic. What about that piece of advice? Anybody who's trying to move abroad, what piece of advice do you want to give to?
All right, I would say this. There's a possibility that for everyone that relocates to one particular country or the other, there's a possibility of facing one or two challenges. But I would advise you not to be reactive when things, don't go the way you have planned. You may just need to press further and stay a little longer while you are doing your best also to get out of that difficult situation. And I want to believe in no time you will have your testimonies to tell. I don't believe in shying away you're in the abroad for just 1 year or 2 years, and then you've concluded that it's not working for you. Why don't you talk to a counselor, talk to a professional travel consultant, and get some advice? What are you doing wrong that you can do better? What are the strategies to employ? What are the steps to embrace that would make you have a different story? All right, because you have many things to lose going back to your country. You have many things to lose. So you don't spend the rest of your days in regrets. I don't believe I don't believe in starting not to finish a particular project. So you must be resilient. You must be determined. After all, before you left your country, you thought it well that was the next step, to take. So this is one side of my advice. And for those that are planning to relocate, I would say that you should have a long-term plan. It's possible to plan your relocation for the next 3 years, and you are saving towards it. You are gathering information, get right skills. Don't just attack things with fire brigade approach. All right, so that things will work well, so that you can be well prepared for where you are going. And if you do all this, I believe you have your testimonies to tell also. There are several people that have testimonies. Several. So you don't listen to the few that have regrets. Even the regrets can be traced to one or two things they didn't do right. So thank you.
Thank you so much. We have other questions, but we can't take more than those two today from the audience. Probably on our next session. Thank you, viewers, for being a part of today's podcast. We will of course come again to you next week with another one, powerful one, and we look forward to having an important guest, a special guest on the program who will just give us more insights into life abroad. You can see practical realities that can help you pick up your mind if you want to move over. All right. So we want you to talk to us today. Start us up subscribe to our channel, like our page, so that you can always be aware when we come online or when we drop any updates that can be useful to you. Don't forget to also chat us up in our office. Somebody is always willing to talk to you, to guide you, and to be of assistance to you. Until we come your way again next week, please stay out of trouble. Thank you.
Stay out of trouble. All right. Thank you, sir.